Hey, everybody, welcome back to Coffee with John. I love technology, Nick. I'm in my car because I have a meeting in a little bit. You're in England. It's the greatest. I got Wi-Fi in my car via my phone. And anyway, it's great. Nick, it's great to see you again. Nick Marks, Friday Pulse, CEO of FridayPulse.com, a company that helps measure happiness. What a great career to wake up and just work on people being happy and happier. They track employee experience and help businesses build a positive, productive work culture. Let's talk about work culture right now. As we sit here live July 21st, there's a lot of adjustments happening in the world. Yeah. Right? There are people who are leaving jobs. There are people who are coming into new jobs. There are new partners. People are selling companies. Succession planning, I think, has been accelerated because people say, wait, I don't want to wait till I'm 72 to retire. I'm going to retire now. So we're seeing more succession planning happening, more maybe new partners coming into companies, a lot of adjustments, right? And so how do you measure happiness through adjustment periods?
So regularly. It's probably the quickest answer. I'm very keen on measuring weekly because it picks up what's going on every week, and things can go wrong quite quickly in businesses, and they tend to go right more slowly by building, but wrong can happen quite quickly. Yeah. And so it gives you an early warning that things are going on there. But what we typically do with an organization is we go in and we do a baseline of what we call the drivers of happiness at work, which are 5 key areas. Connect, connect, be fair, empower, challenge, inspire. And they're all sort of empirically based positive actions that people can take to improve, team-based especially, when you're working in a group. But then we check every week how it's going. So you do that, 2 things of that sort of underlying, and then you check every week. And that's really our answer to it. And so when things are moving quickly, you need to know quickly.
Yeah. And when you say you check, what's the process of checking? I know we had talked about it a little bit in some past episodes, but talk about the process so it doesn't feel burdensome.
Yeah. So we're called Friday Pulse because on a Friday, we ask for 1 to 2 minutes of employees' time. And we ask them to say, how they felt this work from very unhappy to very happy. We then ask them a bit of text-based stuff like what's a success? Do they want to thank a colleague? Any frustrations, any ideas, and then that's it. And it's 1 to 2 minutes. And the bit of data that you really get out there, well, you get a few bits of it, but the main bit of data is people happy or not. And then you stack that up, you see it across every team in the organization, and on Monday you've got the results.
Yeah. And what's the and people who then act on those results, what do they experience? I mean, how can they quantify and see the change, and then measure that change, not only in maybe satisfaction, but in the growth of their business, bottom line, et cetera? Do you have any stats on that?
So the senior decision makers sort of will tend to take an overview of what's going on. Team leads, we suggest you talk about it every week. And we also have to sort of educate people, but basically it goes up and down. Of course it does. We have good and bad weeks, but happy productive teams have many more good weeks than bad weeks. So you're looking at it over a period of time. And in a way, resilience is the bounce back. Is that if you have a bad week, how quickly do you bounce back? So you're picking up all that sort of stuff. But then how it relates to business performance is really quite large. I mean, it does depend on the type of job you do. If you do a job that's got really no room for creativity, it's piecemeal, it's work that manufacturing or something like that, then the impact is less. But if it's customer facing, so the whole service industry is customer facing, well, how happy the service provider is important, because that's the tone of voice, that's everything. Even if it's just down a phone, it's important. So you see sales increase, you see customer satisfaction increase if employees are happier. And we don't want that false happiness. Quite a lot of coffee shop chains or whatever want everyone to smile at everyone, and that's good. But I mean, goodness me, if you hate your job, that's tiring. And so they call it emotional labor. So you're trying to get that authentic feeling, I actually enjoy coming to work, and that just bubbles over. So it really affects your bottom line, affects your productivity, creativity, innovation, customer satisfaction, sales, and obviously retention, because you keep staff so happy.
Maybe tomorrow we'll get into some stats of maybe what that means for everybody. Nick, I appreciate your time as always. Tell everybody how they can connect with you.
Yeah, so if you want to think about how happy you are at work yourself, it's friday1.com. If you want to do it for your team, your organization, it's fridaypulse.com. And you can find me on LinkedIn. I'm very, very active. Nick with no K, Nick Marks, and you find me there.
Nick, you're great. I'll see you again tomorrow for this 5-part series. Think Community.
Cheers.
Thanks for joining us. Cheers, man. Have an awesome rest of the day.